It's a sad day for old Dean Riggs. Had a call last night and another call this morning. Sounds like my brother Earl might be on his last day today. And I prayed about it. He's been locked up for quite a while with Alzheimer's. And I guess my main prayer is God be merciful to Earl and to the family, whatever is merciful. I love you, Earl. I love you now. Had some early memories about Earl Riggs, so that I wanted to share today. You know, when you're the big brother, second in command, and there's Earl, number 3, you don't remember much about his early days. In fact, the first real memory I have of Earl is when Earl and my mama got typhoid fever. I think somebody tried to explain to me that, and probably to Marvin, that, you know, this is a serious disease, they could die. And suddenly they're out of our home. I learned later, because later, I don't know how much later, it seemed forever to this little boy without his mama. Later they took me over to my grandparent Harmon's place, and there was Mom still in bed, and Earl in and out of bed, and skinny as a rail, and he had been a toddler and walking, and he's crawling. That disease knocked him down so much that he had to learn to walk again. And Mama didn't look very good either. But they both recovered enough eventually to come home, and I don't remember the convalescence at all, except that they were home. Home, home, home. Mama's home. Well, time goes by. I bought some boxing gloves, put them on with my older brother Marvin, and I must have hit him a time or two. I expect I did. We never did get along real well. And I was much more interested in that kind of athletics than he was. I probably took a little advantage of him, and he said, "I'll never put the gloves on with you again," and he never did. Man, I wanted somebody to box with me so I could get better. So I approached Earl. "Earl, come on, put the gloves on." No, I'm not doing that. "Earl, you put the gloves on with me, I'll never touch you. I'll pull my punches. And you can hit me all you want to." Well, now that has a little bit of appeal to a younger brother. I'm sure he was full of doubt and fear, but it was true. I never touched him unless it'd be just the slightest brush. I'd pull those punches. He got good. Ooh, he's a smart little boy. He figured out he really isn't going to hit me, and I think I can hit him. And he'd bore in on me, and I'd have to fight for my life to keep him from hurting me. Well, the years went by, and at school we had a school carnival to raise money. And when I was a junior, I don't know who set it up, but I was to box somebody from another school, and a crowd like that, you had to give a ticket or 2 or 3 to watch the boxing match held in the shop room there at Milton High School. Couldn't have been a big crowd, wasn't a big building, wasn't a big room. Well, anyway, I boxed there as a junior, don't remember anything about it. I think probably I had the best of it, don't really know. But as a senior, then it was up to me to find the opponent. And I found the boy that I thought was about my size and ability. It should be a good contest over at Argonia. Can't remember his name. Good guy. I'd enjoyed competing with him in track meets and so on. He said, sure, he'd box with me. A day or 2 or 3 later, he called and said, "Say, doesn't your little brother box a little bit?" "Yeah, he does." Well, he said, "A boy's moved here," and he said, "I needed somebody to box with and get ready to fight with you." And he said, "He's pretty good. He's not very big, but he's pretty good. What if we match those two up?" "Oh, okay." And Earl said, "Okay." The night comes. My opponent and I give each other a fit back and forth, pretty even. I'm sure we both thought we won. And now it's Earl and this little guy. The little guy is shorter than Earl, but about the same age and same weight. Looked like a fair deal. They go out there, the bell rings, they move in, Earl bores in and promptly knocks the guy flat on his butt. They get up, they come back together, and pretty shortly, boom, Earl knocks him on his butt. No match, right? Yeah, no match, right. Can't remember if it's still first round or if it's when the second round started. That boy from Argonia came out, and he was all bent over in a crouch. All you could really see was that his gloves were covering his face, His arms are covering his chest, and he's down in a crouch, bobbing around. Well, I'd never seen anything like it, and certainly Earl hadn't. Nice innocent Earl, he bores in on him, and he's trying to hit him, and all you're hitting is those arms and so on, and that guy just keeps a little dance going, and obviously he's peeking up there, and pretty soon he sees the right opening, whoom! With an uppercut, he knocked Earl right on his butt. Well, Earl got right back up and went back in, and very shortly, boom, he's on his butt again. When it was all said and done, there was about 6 knockouts, and the only 2 Earl had were knockdowns, and the only 2 that were Earls were those first 2. Clearly, the other guy was a better boxer. Earl never complained. He always got right up and got back at it, but it was getting a little old when you get knocked down 5, 6 times, 4 or 5, whatever it was. Match is over, and then they tell us the rest of the story. The little guy that moved out from Wichita was number 2 in the Golden Gloves competition in Wichita, where they train and have professional or ex-professional fighters teaching them how to fight. Kid knew way too much for Earl to have been in the ring with him, but Earl never whimpered, never cried, gave it all he had. Well, the years go by. Earl and Rosalie are living over at Liberal, Kansas. Oh boy, did they keep a beautiful house, a beautiful corner lot out at the street. They had that whole corner there is set between the 2 sidewalks. Oh, beautiful in the spring and summer. Rose cans and flowers and stuff and won ribbons at the county fair and that sort of thing. Well, their church wasn't too far away, and it was quite a Baptist church. It had a swimming pool and I suppose a gym with basketball and so on. But Rose and Earl had been over for swimming, and they were walking back, and time had gone by. 2 or 3 of the males in the households around had died, and there were some widows there. And between the 2 of them, Rose and Earl kind of looked out for those ladies. Earl would mow a lawn or do this, that, and the other to help occasionally, and Rose would see that they were taken care of. Well, they're on their way back from the swimming pool on this particular day, and as they get into their own neighborhood, they hear somebody whop, 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 pounding on somebody's door. Look over, it's a widow's house, and as they're looking, this guy just pushes on into the house. Earl hands his bag of wet clothes to his wife and heads over there on the run. Well, Rose got close enough to hear. She heard quite a little bit of the fist kind of blows and a whole lot of the chop kind of blows, and she said, I figured somebody's beating up on my husband in there. There's a lot of commotion. Door opens, the younger man comes dashing out, heads for his bicycle to leave. Rose figures that maybe he did her husband in, and she's going to get him. And she takes that bag of wet clothes and starts pounding him over the head as he's gotten on his getaway vehicle, that bicycle. But he got away. Called the police. Police come out and investigate, and they show Earl pictures of a Mexican man, and they said, this is his M.O. This is the man that undoubtedly did this. And Earl said, I was a sailor in the Orient during the Korean War, and I know an Oriental when I see one, and this man was Oriental. No, this is the man. He does this kind of thing. No, and 3 cheers for you, Earl Riggs. The kind of man that would rush right in there, come hell or high water, and do whatever needed to be done and risk your life. You don't know if the guy's got a gun or whatever. You're a real man, a real brother that I'm proud of. And 3 cheers for you, Rosalie, for pounding on that sucker with that wet bag. That's great. And 3 cheers, Earl Riggs, that you wouldn't let the police contaminate you by swearing to something you knew wasn't the truth. I'm proud of you, bro. Proud, proud, proud.